Barrel rolls is the reporter thrown into the secretive world of the Forex Super Model, where nothing is as it seems. Beware the techno-monk, and steer clear of Professor Code and his two assistants. Give the senior trader a wide berth, and don't expect any sense from the risk manager.
Good morning, I'm Professor Code and this is the Forex Super Model for Thursday the 25th of the 2nd, 2021. The time is just coming up to 0455 GMT, Asian session coming to a close, European session about to fire up, our lunchtime is the North American session. So let's make a start then. Yesterday, Wednesday the 24th, we had a negative unopposed driver in the yen at minus 280, so no backdoor flows. Predominantly the opposing positive flows were going into the pound at plus 153, the euro at plus 108, and the dollar was the positive rock at plus 19 on activity of plus or minus 280. Intra-week then becoming more relevant, we're now Thursday. This is from Monday the 22nd of the second open to about 15 minutes ago. We've got a negative opposed driver in the yen this time, minus 391, front and back door flows. Mainly going into the pound at plus 381, next into the euro at plus 134, and the dollar was the rock at minus 124. Activity of plus or minus 515, quite significant activity over the week there. So Thursday intraday, this is what's happened in the Asian session to about 15 minutes ago. We've got a negative driver in the yen, minus 37, it's opposed, front and back door flows. We've got mainly going into the euro at plus 22, the pound at plus 18, and the dollar is the negative rock at minus 3, activity plus or minus 40. Right, what's going to knock this about then? Well, today we've got US durable goods and GDP. We've also got capital good orders. So we've got durable goods, capital good orders and US GDP. Tomorrow, Friday then, 26, we've got Swiss GDP. So we've got some GDP data coming through next few days. Sunday night, we've got China's manufacturing PMIs. And Monday, just looking a little bit into next week, we've got German CPI and the dollar manufacturing PMIs, so a bit of inflation data coming out next week early. Right, so let's look at what's happening in the wider market in terms of, well, initially in the complexes, then the wider market. So let's go through these then. Right, the euro then, get my chalk the right way around. All right, euro. The euro complex is strong at the moment, except against the pound. The yen is weak, except against the New Zealand. The pound is strong across all 7 pairs. The Swiss franc is mixed. The CAD is strong, except against the euro and the pound. The Australian dollar is strong, except against euro, pound, CAD. The NZD is weak across the board, and the dollar is weak except against the yen and the New Zealand dollar. So the weak ones then, well, if you look at the main extremes, you've got the pound fully strong against all the complexes, and then And then you've got the New Zealand fully weak against all the complexes. We've been fighting the New Zealand dollar all week, and we've basically reduced our position down to 1 now, having had a good rough ride with it all week. But anyway, we'll talk about that in a minute. So you've got the euro strength except against the pound, so the pound's strong, even stronger. The yen's weak apart from the New Zealand dollar, so the New Zealand dollar's weak even in terms of the yen. The pound's strong, etc. So we'll move on from there now. Now we'll look at the other asset classes. The other asset classes then, so we've got what have we got? We've got dollar index. Right, we've got dollar index. Basically, it's sort of at the lows which are above the previous lows, if you know what I mean. So that we're there. So the dollar's weak, but it has been weaker. Right, gold. What's gold been up to? Well, gold's basically carried on going down, and it's still weak there. It's basically there. So gold's not happy at the moment. Oil, on the other hand, is pretty much the reverse of this. It came off a bit, and now it's at its highs. Wall Street, tech. In fact, we'll do this in the other order. Yeah, Wall Street, S&P, tech. That's the batting order. So Wall Street is making new highs. S&P is below, and the tech is lagging. So that's the way it goes on there. And bear in mind that those are normally in lockstep over the long term. Then you can expect the tech at some stage to outperform the other two. But when is the question, of course. US 10-year bond. What have we got on that? Basically, we're pretty much near the lows. It's just come up a very slight bit. So this is the price, remember. So yields are very strong at the moment. So we've got this strength in yields and reduction in price. And then copper. Well, copper was like this. It dirged, then it caught up with equities initially, and then we've had basically we've had 4 pumps, and we're now just slightly above the 4th pump. So copper is still screaming. Right, so let's get rid of that and just make some final points. We're having had a good pasting on the pound New Zealand long, which basically did not want to play at all, and we've basically got out of the increased trades at a further loss. Our net position we're now about plus 220 in profit overall on our 9 trades, having absorbed quite significant losses on the pound New Zealand, which is a bit annoying, but there you go. We're on the end of the button. Right. So what do we think? Well, the New Zealand is starting to look weak. Whether it does is another matter. But basically, we're sticking with our sort of overall trades. I mean, we've got 9 of them. We're basically long euro. I'm not sure what that was. Euro, dollar, etc. If you want to know what our trades are, then we can either put them up at a separate video if you're interested, or you can look back at the previous. If you look at the weekly review, you can see the trades. Anyway, so we think, looking at the flows again, you've still got this underlying yen weakness. Yen dollar on the negative, yen dollar, yen weak. This is a risk on scenario. So bearing in mind that these are Asian flows, and these are the strengths and weaknesses in the Asian session, so watch out for any material changes. So really, bottom line is we're sticking with our core positions, having had a bit of a beating on the going long on the pound New Zealand, but we're still in the blue. So hope that was useful. See you tomorrow. Thanks very much.